As a parent, it's hard to watch your kids struggle with anything, but watching them struggle to buy a home can be especially tough. We all want the best for our babies, and owning a home is one of the best ways to build wealth. So if your kids have trouble taking the first step, it's normal to worry about how they'll manage when you're gone. The good news is there's a lot you can do as a parent to help your kids and other family members get their feet on the property ladder. Follow this advice and you'll be able to help your family and ensure all of your financial futures. Hi, I'm Clute with Ozark Gateway Realty, and I work with lakefront sellers who are animal owners in Cherokee Village, Arkansas. I've been in the business for 14 years, and I worked with over 400 buyers and sellers on their property purchases. The first thing when buying a house for a family member to live in that you want to consider is to make sure to understand your why. Because I want to help is a great place to start, but a house is a huge investment and responsibility. So let's dig in a little deeper and ask yourself these questions as well as the person that you're helping buy. How do they handle finances? Are they in debt? Are you in debt? And if so, how much debt? Do they know how to save money? Is my kid living in a market where prices are increasing or decreasing? Do I want to transfer my wealth to them now when they can really use it, or wait? Are they attending a college that would make more sense for me to buy a home rather than to help them with rent? Can my family member qualify for a mortgage that then I can help them with? After taking time to answer these questions, you'll have a better idea of exactly why you want to help. If you want to encourage financial responsibility or help your kid buy a bigger, better house than they can on your own, knowing why will help you guide your decisions throughout the process. Secondly, make sure you manage your credit first. It's admirable to want to help your kids, but not at the expense of your own financial well-being. Before you make any offers to help, make a full assessment of your income, expenditures, savings, and retirement, and decide how much you can afford to give, and don't go past that limit. Nobody's going to give you assistance on your retirement like a college or a home loan would, so make sure that you're in good standing. There are a lot of options to helping your adult kids buy, which will involve your credit. So make sure you have a good credit score, that you don't take any out new lines of credit, that you pay your bills on time to make sure that you will be able to help them. Maybe after taking this assessment, you come to the conclusion you don't have financial help to give, and that's okay. There's plenty of other ways you can help without spending money. Like just being there to counsel them, offer them advice about who to use for a mortgage broker or a realtor, help them clean and repair the house once they buy it. Third, get your kids' credit in order. A credit score is important when it comes to a mortgage loan, and it directly influences the interest rate on the loan. But there are also important other factors like debt to income ratio, how regularly you pay your bills, and you have a consistent form of income. There are ways you can get a loan without credit cards, so don't rack up debt just to get a home loan. Help your kids find their credit scores through free services like Credit Karma, or go to the individual credit bureaus and get your annual reports. If their credit isn't great, work with them to improve it. Help them pay off debts and make their bills on time. Maybe they need to help getting a budget together so that they can show a consistent bank statement. Help them settle any debts like student loans or car loans. They can have a huge impact on their credit score. If you are in a financial position to help them pay off their debts, that may be a good way to assist your family member. Mortgage lenders are going to look at their bank statements and red flags like overdrawing their account. So this is another reason to help them stick to their budget and find alternative income streams. Savings now go a long way later. There are two main reasons why you might want to encourage your child to save as much as possible. First, down payments on a house are expensive, especially if you want to avoid mortgage insurance. That means you got to put 20% down or more, and that's a lot of money. Most people don't have thousands of dollars sitting around. Secondly, it will help their mortgage rates if lenders see a decent savings account that continues to grow over time. There are tons of ways you can help your kids save, such as asking them to live with you for a while, maybe rent-free, maybe not, but make sure you put in writing any agreements about how much they're going to pay or chores they're going to do in exchange for rent so everybody's on the same page. Another option is taking over some of their bills, utilities, phone bill, car insurance, dropping off groceries, handing down appliances and cars so you can get a new one. There are tons of ways that parents can help family members' savings accounts grow. Think about now and the future. When buying a home for a family member, it's important to consider the cost of the home, as well as any ongoing expenses like taxes, insurance, maintenance. You'll want your family members to have a safe home, as well as a comfortable home. This is where the emergency fund comes in. For when the roof leaks, when the plumbing backs up, they'll have money to repair it. It is recommended by most sources to have 3 to 6 months of expenses in an accessible account. This is to ensure that any major expenses are covered when they pop up, as well as if someone gets laid off, then you can at least cover the basics. So it's expenses, not income. Your expenses, and only the basics that have to be paid. It's also important to think about the location of the property and whether it's in a desirable area. When you're in the process of buying, you don't necessarily think about how much it will resell for, but most people only stay in their home maybe 3 years, so you do want to consider if the people that are going to buy the house from you will also find it in a desirable location. When you're considering buying a home for a family member to live in, think about, is it the right time to buy? Do consider all your options when helping them. You've got them to get the credit score, they've got their down payment saved up, they've got their emergency fund, but you still might not feel like you've done all you can. Sometimes you want to help with a down payment. That's a great way to help out a family member get started, because that can be a very expensive part of the home buying process. Some choose to buy the home themselves. You can rent it back to them, do a rent-to-own situation. If you have the ability to pay cash for the home, that can save you tons of money and interest depending on the market, and you might even make a profit when you turn around and sell it. You can also consider co-borrowing or co-signing, and those would take into consideration your credit score and other parts of your income. Keep in mind though that co-signing, you don't get any of the equity, but you're still responsible for if the borrower defaults, or as a co-borrower, you do get the equity, but then you have a bigger impact on your credit right now. So do consider all your options. When you're buying a house for a family member to live in, make sure you're covering all your bases. One thing to never forget about adult kids, they're adults. And adults are going to do what they want to do. Some of those decisions might have an impact on your real estate decisions as well as your credit. If your child has a common law relationship or decides to get married while they're living in a house that you're renting or they're buying from you, now they are your borrower too. And anything that they do or their relationship goes sour, they could affect you whether they are making payments or not. So make sure agreements are thought through and consider any contingencies that might change the agreement. Everything is in writing is a good motto because it is easy to forget even when you're young. The agreement that can protect both sides from any later disagreements. It's a great place to be when you can help by buying a house for a family member to live in. These tips will help you think through the process, but also give your adult kids a chance to have their input and make their decisions. When you are ready to move forward, give me a call. In the meantime, check out this video, Who Pays the Buyer's Agent? See you again soon!